Welcome, everybody, to a new episode of Jupiter's Crock here on the Outpost Unknown YouTube channel. My name is Matthew, joined by technologically impaired Steve.
The Magneto is infecting everyone. And by the way, you were fucking logged in as me. You started this.
You saw the screenshot. I was logged out. Anyway, joining us for the first time on camera down there in Memphis is Ronan.
I may or may not be constantly skewered in shadow. Also, may possibly be guest starring a dog at some point. But this was a mistake, by the way. All of this was a mistake.
Yeah, when Matt was like, "Hey guys, I'm going to be 17 hours late to record," we should have just
No, I did not say
day.
17 hours late. I told you when I'd be here, and I couldn't help, Steve. You spent 15 minutes trying to get your brand new fancy webcam.
You were 17 hours late.
We could have been standing up for democracy, for Super Earth.
Okay. God damn it. We are here. We're all friends still. We'll see.
Making a lot of assumptions.
Yeah. We're also friends here. So we are here today, folks, because we have been patiently waiting all year for this glorious show called House of Ashur to finally arrive. And it arrived today, and we're going to talk about it. Now, before we sort of get into it, we do not need to go into depth with any of this because you can listen to like a million episodes of us talking about all 4 seasons of Spartacus.
Rehash every part of Spartacus before we get started here.
Yeah, we're not doing that. Just a quick sort
that would be Steve's job as Ploticus.
That's true. Remember it all, Steve. Remember the recap before we go in. I'm going to go to Ronan first because Ronan's special guest as we're on camera. Ronan, your overall thoughts on the original Spartacus series. Keep it short, concise. Your thoughts going in.
It's great. Next question.
All right. Steve, your thoughts on the original Spartacus.
Fantastic. Easily a top 5 all-time show for me.
Well, Lucy Lawless's titties. Yes. Next question.
Agreed. Amazing. Incredible. Fantastic. It was a great show. And that came out, over 10 years ago at this point in time.
2010? Is that when that started?
Yeah.
When so we first started talking about it on Xbox 360, that was back when they had the chat feature where all of your little avatar characters were in a theater watching videos and could stand up and do like arm waves and stuff. And they took that feature away from us.
Those were the days. The things we had once. We used to have
how
nice things.
Simple life was back
then. Yes. Left 4 Dead and watching Spartacus. So, your thoughts. How excited were you, Steve, going into House of Ashur today?
I'm super excited. I've said previously on our multiple episodes that I will be crushed if this show ends up being bad. I am super hyped for House of Ashur.
Okay. Ronan, how are you feeling going into this?
Feeling pretty good. I mean, as we all know, the internet knows we are responsible for this. They announced this show after we started our, Jupiter's Crocs show. And so clearly Stephen S. tonight heard he typed into Google, he typed in Spartacus, and we popped up, and he was like, we got to make this happen. And then he remembered an idea that was in the commentary from 15 years ago. Yeah. And we're responsible for this. So hopefully,
Stephen tonight was our one viewer. Yes. He was our one viewer, and we brought this into existence.
Hopefully, we will not be regret taking the credit for this, 5, 6 episodes from now, however long this show is going to turn out to be.
Yeah, I did see an interview with Stephen S. tonight. He said if House of Ashur is a success, he's got a whole bunch of Spartacus side shows that he wants to do. I don't know.
Like 15 years ago, they were pitching like a continuation, not in the alternate universe. Yeah, they were pitching like a Life of Caesar Spartacus show, and I still want to see that. What's giving me pause is I don't feel like that could work without the original Caesar actor, and he's not here.
Well,
he's not dead. I don't know why he's not here.
He's got a better job somewhere else.
He's working on like NCIC Australia or some shit. I actually read that they tried to get him for Caesar for the show, but he couldn't because he's a busy working actor now. So, but maybe the stars will align if this is a huge hit. Stephen S. tonight can roll the Brinks truck up to him and be like, come back as Caesar. We shall see. But yeah, I was super, super stoked for this. I told Alyssa, I was like, we have to get home because I have to watch this show.
There will be no Ross visit tonight.
We were not at Ross. So don't worry. It was not a Ross thing. It was not, I swear upon Jupiter's
I'm inclined to believe him because I don't think he could have made it out of there in like under 3 hours. I don't think he would have.
So yeah, super stoked. Now, Steve, before we sort of have you start plodicusing all of this, you are notorious for hating like multiverse stuff. Did you have any trepidation considering the context of the show? Asher died, spoiler alert, got his head chopped off at the
Mhm.
end of the original series. How are you feeling going into what this what this hook is
I
going to be?
I was fine because they were clear up front what it was. It was clear that, hey, this is an alternate universe, alternate history. We know that Ashur died. This is a what if. It wasn't just like Spartacus season 4 and now Ashur is alive for no unexplained reason.
He's just got a big scar around his neck where they put
Yeah,
his head
just
back
a little
on.
band-aid like right here keeping his head back on. See, I was fine with this. I will say though, if we end up with like 4 different what if series, I might be like, hit the pause button.
Yeah, yeah.
Just give us an actual sequel, not a what if.
Yeah,
You know,
when Matt was saying he's got ideas for all this stuff, in my mind, I was like, I don't know about that. No, like this was a good idea. Sometimes though, you have to actually say enough is enough. We're
yeah,
done.
it's probably a whole show where Gannicus gets off the cross, but
I
we'll get
said
there.
from the beginning, like there should be like if they made the Caesar show, like or maybe I even said it with this, it's like I would not have been opposed to the very opening scene is someone goes and gets Gannicus down off the cross.
It doesn't get anyone else down, just Gannicus.
Just Gannicus.
And then he skips the jig while everyone else is hanging.
Well,
Ah!
I'm going to mention something now because I'll forget about it when we're talking about it. But there is a mention of Spartacus in the I think it's the first episode of how the gladiators think he might not actually be dead. There's rumors that
Yeah.
Spartacus didn't actually die, so it made me wonder. Is like, will we see Spartacus at some point in this show? Like, is
Well,
he
that
actually dead or
scene
not?
was followed up with Ashur spearing him multiple times through the back, which killed him in the original timeline. So I'm assuming he's dead as fuck.
Okay, we'll see. I mean, okay, but let's go ahead and get into it. Plodicus, start us off. Our first episode here, it's called Dominus. Asher, we love that character. If you listen to our old Jupiter's Crock episodes, we
He
absolutely
carries the second season.
we love Asher. How are we going to like him in this one? Take it away, Plodicus.
So it starts with just a text sequence saying, "Hey guys, remember what happened in Spartacus? Ashur gets killed." And then the text continues. Now Ashur is in the underworld with Lucy Lawless.
He's in the pit.
Yeah,
Little weird. Opening's a
yeah,
little
it is
weird.
very strange. And so then it shows. So then it cuts to a shot of Lucy Lawless holding Viva Bianca's baby that she ripped out of her stomach at the end of season 2. So good continuity there. Good callback. And now Ashur is, and we see multiple shots from like the end of the episode that takes place in Vesuvius. We see Navia cutting Ashur's head off again. But Ashur and Lucretia are in Roman hell, and and Lucretia is like, "Hey, yeah, it sure does suck about how we're both dead now, right? Wouldn't it be interesting if that didn't happen?" And then Ashur wakes up, and he's the dominus of the new house of Ashur.
With two
Very
beautiful naked women next to him, of
with beautiful naked
course.
women, yes.
Now, quick question. So I'll go to Ronan here first. Ronan, how did you feel about this kind of like explanation to get us into this weird alternate thing? Did you buy it, or did you think it was a little kind of like, all right?
For like considering how they have no other options, you have to explain to your audience very quickly within about 30 or so seconds that this is an alter because not everybody who's going into this is some kind of smart fan who's been keeping up on it and knows that this is just like split timeline. Not everyone's going to know that. Some people might have watched the original show and then say, well, what's this that they're going to be. You need to very quickly get it through to everyone's head. This is a what if. This is a DC Elsewhere story. And I think it works for that. It doesn't give us all the details, like how did Ashur get off of Vesuvius? We don't know. We don't, honestly, for the story they're telling, we don't need to know. So currently, I am okay with all of this.
Okay. Steve, how did you feel about this opening explainer?
I don't think I liked it, but I also ultimately, unless future episodes return to the pit with Lucretia, I'm happy to just let it be a one-off thing and move on. Because I remember watching the original series, it was always kind of like nebulous. Like, are the gods real? Is there anything supernatural in this world? Because they host games to end a drought, and then Spartacus kills Theocles, and then it starts raining that instant. Coincidence, or did the gods do it?
Yeah.
In season 2, when they find Lucretia and she starts acting as like a prophet, does she actually have any powers whatsoever, or is it just her and Ashur conspiring the entire time? And it's kind of a mystery. I don't think I liked any sort of confirmation that like the underworld and the gods actually exist in this universe. But again, they had to do something. I think they could have also just, since they started the show with just text, I think they could have just had text that said, you know, Ashur died on Vesuvius. But what if he didn't ... and Ashur wakes up, and it would have worked just as fine. I think this scene only exists to get Lucy Lawless back in the show.
Yeah,
Oh
but then we
yeah.
wouldn't get Lucy Lawless holding the prosthetic of a dead baby. You know,
Yeah.
we wouldn't get that moment, Steve.
But yeah, I don't think I liked it, but it's such a small part that as long as they don't keep revisiting the underworld, I think I will be fine with it. I'll live with it.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't a super fan of it. I thought the text was weird. I wish they would have just opened it with Lucy Lawless and not had like the villain Asher and all this stuff. I'm just kind of it started a little weird for me, but like I said, it's like a minute long, and then we roll into it. He wakes up with some beautiful naked women. What take us from there?
All right, so we see as part of continued flashbacks, it seems like we don't know how Ashur got down from Vesuvius, but he did, and then it seems like the final season largely happened as it previously happened, but now it was just Ashur was working alongside Crassus and Caesar, and Ashur is now. I don't remember who actually speared Spartacus
Just
in the
Roman
original series.
soldiers.
So I was trying to think, like, was
Yeah.
it Caesar or was? But no.
No.
So now Ashur is the one that stabbed Spartacus with the spear. Ashur is now the person that actually killed Spartacus in this new timeline. So now Ashur wakes up with two beautiful women by his side. The only one of them is named Hilara, and she's kind of like, I guess, like the main house slave slash maybe kind of sort of love interest. That might be one-sided on her part, but she seems to genuinely like Ashur, even though she's a slave. Ashur is running the Ludus. His doctori is a freed slave named Chorus. He, I guess, much like Gannicus, won his freedom in the arena, and then much like Gannicus, ran out of money. And so he came back to the Romans. He's like, hey, anybody got a job for me? So he is the doctori, but because he's a free man, he gets to shit talk Ashur, and Ashur can't really do anything. Like, Ashur can't order him to be, sent to the brig or whatnot. Sometimes he's just like, Ashur, I need a fucking word. You stupid motherfucker, what the fuck is wrong with you? And so he and Ashur have a weird relationship that I enjoy, because they clearly hate each other, but there's also some like weird respect and acknowledgement that they both need each other. I really liked what they got. But
Well, there's a sequence when he actually, like, Asher's like, I really don't like you, and he's like, I don't really like you either.
Those words literally come out of the character's mouth. I'm not fond of you.
Yeah, don't like you at all. But yeah, that is a cool, because I was worried. It was like, okay, who's the new Doctori going to be? Is it going to be as cool as Onimaeus? And I actually
So
think
far,
this guy's
no,
pretty.
but,
Well, I
you know.
actually think this
Yeah,
guy's pretty
not
cool. Like,
as cool, but just kind of like a tier under. I think
yeah, he's pretty cool.
I feel like we're probably all like pro Chorus.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so Chorus is training the gladiators, and Ashur comes out and it's like, attend me. I'm the Dominus. I'm hot shit. You there, random gladiator. What's beneath your feet? And the gladiator goes, sacred ground. And Ashur's like, no, it's not, you stupid fuck. That's not the kind of show this is. I don't give no fucks about honor. What's under your feet is opportunity. And so he's given this big speech, and then there's a gladiator whose name we'll find out, I think, is like Rhodius or something.
Yeah.
He laughs.
A husky boy.
Yes, husky boy. He laughs.
A thick king, as they would say.
He laughs at Ashur, and Ashur's like, excuse me, come the fuck again? What's so funny? Speak freely. Tell me what's going on. And the thick boy is like, the rumor is you stabbed Spartacus in the back. Like, you didn't. It's not like you killed Spartacus for sure, but it's not like you won some fair one-on-one fight. You
Right.
stabbed him in the back. And Ashur's like, well, are you,
Coward.
if you're, if you think you're hot shit, you want to give it a shot. You think, you can beat me. And so he fights a one-on-one fight with Thick Boy. But Ashur, he gives Thick Boy an actual sword, and Ashur picks up a sword, but he's like, nah, he drops it. So Ashur, walking around in fucking underwear and a robe, holding a pitcher of wine, is just humiliating this wannabe gladiator. He
He's
cannot
teaching
get.
him too, because he's like, "Look, this thing that you're doing, you're tipping your moves. Like I know exactly what you're gonna do. It's cool. It's a cool scene."
Yeah. Ashur is competent, at least, and these up and coming gladiators are not. So Ashur is humiliating him, and then Thick Boy makes the mistake of breaking Ashur's wine,
smashing the wine,
and Ashur's like, I don't remember the name, but he's like, this was fancy fucking wine. And he just starts beating the shit out of the gladiator with his broken pitcher and kills him, slashes his throat, bashes his brains in. And then he's like, just bury him right here on the sand so that I can come out and piss on him as I see fit.
This is classic Ashur. I mean, this is right from the jump. We are getting the Ashur that we know and love. This is Ashur.
Yes. There's a callback where he says, and I was the lowest among the Brotherhood, which is what he said to Glaber's men when he.
I enjoy the fact how he's actually not shy about saying it's compared to the last crop, I was the shitty one out of that whole crew, but I'm the one who came out on top because bootstraps and lifting, that good old concept.
Yeah. So. Thick Boy is dead. So I have two complaints about the first episode. One is I'm not thrilled about the underworld thing. The other one is these gladiators look like someone had one picture of a gladiator and then just hit copy and paste over and over again. These gladiators are so nondescript.
100%, dude. My main complaint of the first two episodes is when we saw the original Spartacus, we had individual. You remembered them all: Vero, Crixus,
Barca.
They all had their own sort of unique look and style, the way they acted. This, I can't tell any of these dudes apart right now. It's like one guy's just got kind of long, straight blonde hair. Another guy's got curly hair. And it's like, I don't know. They're not differentiating.
There's only three of them that have any sort of personality. One is a guy named Logus, and he has a semi-important part in this episode. The other two are a father and son duo that both got enslaved at the same time.
Cool dynamic.
Yeah.
Cool dynamic.
I think we find out in the next episode that Daddy Gladiator has been a gladiator for a while and is actually he has somewhat of a position of respect, even though you're going to find out that he fucking sucks. Everyone in this Ludus fucking sucks.
That's what's weird. It's when we are introduced, in the original Spartacus, it's Crixus, champion, right? He's clearly the alpha in this whole thing. Here you've got nobody. They all act like they're tough, but they all suck when it comes compared to all the other gladiators.
Yeah, that's a big part of, because even in the original series, Batiatus's Ludus had no he was not famous. He was not sought after. Had really low position in the games. But the show established that all of these gladiators were fucking badasses. It was just no one respected Batiatus. Here, no one respects Ashur, but it's also completely fucking justified because his gladiators suck.
Yeah.
So anyways, Logus and then father and son gladiators are the only people that matter even slightly in this episode. Regardless, so Ashur kills Round Boy. And then Ashur goes to some games. You see the Coliseum or the arena being rebuilt in the background.
It's not being rebuilt. It's just a lumber pile.
Yeah.
Is it? All right.
Ashur wants to rebuild it.
Yeah, because Ashur had the line later where he's trying to get people to be like, let's rebuild it in the name of Ashur. And it's or some shit like that. And they're like, no.
Burnt to the ground by Spartacus.
Yes. So Ashur goes to games in a tiny arena. and it's run by like the E-dial or whatever the term is, and they watch some games, and there's a funny bit that I liked where there's a match and there's some like badass like Shadow of Theocles dude, and he's just wrecking this nobody gladiator. And Chorus is like, look at him, he's so fucking badass. Like you could tell he's got strength and cunning. And Asher's like, you know what, you want me to? Why don't you like? You want me to arrange for you to suck his dick? And Chorus is like, a man like that, you savor the taste of it.
Asher does kind of go like, all right. He just kind of shrugged. He's like, well, I can't argue that. Okay, whatever. We'll just move on.
I really like the Ashur Chorus dynamic. So anyways, after the games, Ashur just like approaches the E-dial in the street, and he's like, "Hey, I'm Ashur. You know, let me, you know, put
me. I'm Ashur. I'm the one who killed Spartacus.
Yeah.
My buddy is Crassus. Remember me? Everybody remembers Uncle Ashur.
Yeah, Crassus has granted patronage or whatever it's called to the House of Ashur, his ludus.
He's given money to Ashur basically to run stuff.
But so Ashur goes to the E-dial and his group in the street and is like, "Hey, I want to put someone in your games. You know, let me do it." And they blow him off. Like they give no fucks about Ashur. And then one woman named Kosudia is like, "You know what? Let's give him one. Let's give him one match just to see how it goes." And she's all smiles, and you know, it looks like she's got Ashur's back. And so Ashur's like
classic weasel Roman look to it.
Yes.
Like they cast people perfectly in this show. It's like, what do you put in the casting announcement? You have to have an ancient Roman face. You got to look like you're untrustworthy. You have to have high cheekbones and sunken cheeks, and you have to look evil. Like I don't know.
You have to give a big shit-eating smile on command.
Yes.
So anyways, Kosudia is like, yeah, let's give Ashur one match just to see how he does. And so Ashur's like, fuck yeah, I just need the one. Chorus, who's our best gladiator? And Chorus says, Thick Boy. And Ashur's like, shit.
I love when they go back. It like cuts to like they're back in there. He's like, why didn't you tell me? And
indicating that he's been simmering in his own angry juices the entire way back to the house.
Yeah, and he's like, dude, you murdered him before I can say anything at all.
I can't see into the future. How was I supposed to know you were going to kill him over fucking wine?
Yeah.
It's so good. I love Ashur and Chorus. So Ashur's like, fuck it. Tomorrow we're having a tournament. Whoever wins the tournament is our champion. And so they have a tournament, and Logus wins. And the only reason Logus has any other like bearing on this episode outside the fight is because Logus is trying to start his own slave rebellion. There's a scene where in like, I don't know, like the bathroom where all, or the washroom where all of the gladiators are, and Logus is like, you know, remember what Spartacus did? You know, we can rise up, we can kill all these people. When Logus goes and meets Ashur face to face for Ashur to declare Logus to be the champion, like Logus is like eyeing the dagger that Chorus has because he wants to grab it and kill Ashur. And all the other slaves are like, yo, you remember that slave rebellion? That whole thing didn't really work out for Spartacus's group. They're all dead as fuck. And I think that might be the point where
this is where they start saying it's like rumors are Spartacus is still alive. And like historically, I mentioned this when we went through the Spartacus show. They never found his body, but no one had any fucking clue what he looked like. So when they were rounding up the bodies, if he did die on the battlefield, they have no way of knowing. He's just some anonymous slave. He didn't have luxurious commander armor. So there is the chance this show could suddenly, at the end of it, like the last episode or something, there's Liam McKnight.
It would be very odd, though, considering they show Ashur throwing multiple spears into Spartacus's back.
That's from Ashur's perspective.
Yeah, he's a weasel.
Like, you know, I don't know. Like, I'm going to leave it open to the fact that this show might do some surprises towards the very end. I don't think we're not going to get.
They did say
some of our previous characters coming back.
I think they said that there's one or two original cast that are supposed to come back, and I think that's probably Lucy Lawless. They also did say it's like no, all the dead characters are dead.
Now, predicting Gannicus was coming back, but as we will soon find, I was wrong about that. I will point out this whole scene in there. This is where you get like your full frontal male nudity all over the place here. Although I will say, I think it's all CG cock, fellas. I don't think it's real.
Everyone in that room has at least an 8-inch soft dick.
Well, no, but if you look, it's all blurry and looks CG. Like it's very strange. It's not like Manu Bennett walking in the original Spartacus, just like here I am. This all looks very CG and created to me. Look. It looked
There's
weird.
nothing wrong with talking about a bunch of dicks when the show has a bunch of dicks waving around in the scene.
Yeah.
If we want to get in depth to it, let's get in depth and discuss the penises.
Let's talk about it.
I was also looking, because it's hard not to. I thought they were all prosthetic. They looked very strange.
I was thinking, I was in that sense because I was like, every one of these guys is fucking insanely hung. And I just don't think
everybody, it's like down to their knees. It's like, all right, dude, we get it. We get it, all right? But this shows equal opportunity. You know, the ladies get something to look at, the guys get stuff to look at. There you go, everyone's happy.
So on a non-penis related topic, it like in this scene where like the Logus or Logan, whatever, like the wannabe Spartacus. How many of you guys heard him do this speech, and did either one of you two suddenly get like a red, like, you know, like over his head, you get like a kind of like red buzzer? It's like,
he's gonna die.
This guy's dead as hell.
Yeah, no. Yeah. As soon as he started doing that, my thought was, this ain't that kind of show, buddy. Like, I wasn't expecting him to die how he did. I was expecting like another gladiator to like turn him in, to like to set the tone that this is a completely different world. There will be no rebellions in the House of Ashur.
I thought he was going to die. I did not think I thought he'd last a little longer than he did, because as soon as he started saying like, you can't do an open rebellion in the first episode of this show, like that's not gonna.
I genuinely like had to was like, okay, this guy's dead as hell. But so like I'm just kind of curious, like, are they gonna have him die in his very first fight? I mean, this is the type of show that would do that. Maybe we'll see, and we'll get to that when we get to the first fight.
Yeah.
So I kind of called it.
I think we've covered everything there is up until the fight. So let's just skip to the fight. If I missed anything, you guys can remind me. But they go to the fight, and Logus is going to fight, and they Kosudia, who it previously during the big street meeting looked like she was like supporting Ashur. You come to find out now, and then especially in the next episode, that she actually hates Ashur. And so she's like, from the House of Ashur, the renowned gladiator.
Forgets his name.
Like purposely like forgets his name to like mock Ashur. And then she's like, well, he's going to fight the 3 Ferox brothers. And Ashur's like, he's got to fight 3 fucking guys.
Like, this is some horseshit. 3? And I'm like, God damn. Like, the Romans wouldn't do this. The Romans liked having, like, they even do set this up in the original show. The Romans like games that were even. And if you stack the decks too high against a competitor, they booed. Like when Spartacus comes out to be executed, it's him against like 6 gladiators, and the crowd is like, boo, boo. So like they wouldn't take the shit. And then,
well, speaking of things that are not stacked high.
Oh, I can't wait for Steve to try to describe this in a way that's not going to be problematic.
The 3 Ferox brothers are gladiator dwarves. And so they come out to a fight, and they are... I will say, like, it's strange how the show treats them, because multiple people like Kosudia refers to this as jest. This whole thing is supposed to be a joke. And yet, they point out that, like, the main brother has several trophies on his belt from fights that he's actually won. So it's like they're treating him as a joke, but also establishing him as a threat at the same time.
But later on, I don't know if it's this episode or the next episode, like, he's in a carriage and some on his
it's in the next episode.
That's the next one.
He's
they treat him as a joke, or people say, this is a jest, this is a joke. but he's actually like a real fighter. I didn't really
Yeah.
understand
All
what the show
three
was
of
going
them are
for.
like a genuine. Because I'm sitting here mentally, it's like if I was in a gladiatorial arena with three little people who with genuine swords and stuff, could I fuck these people up? And it's like, well, I mean, there's three of them, and it only takes death by 1,000 cuts. So, and I'm kind of a fat fuck. I'm betting I'm going to die.
None of us could beat the Ferox brothers. No,
No,
the three of
no.
us together could not beat the three Ferox brothers.
I think we could take one.
Well,
I don't know
maybe,
about that.
maybe if we all ganged up on one at the same time while we're getting stabbed in the back, maybe we could take one
Yeah,
out.
all right. So they have a fight. So Logus eventually he starts getting his ass kicked. Like he immediately gets his ass kicked. Um, but then he fights back, and it looks like he's going to win.
He's throwing them around. He kicks a
he
food
takes a
ball.
sword and smacks one of them so hard they go flying like a cannonball into the side of the arena and like
Little
break
arms and legs, like
go into the crowd.
Smashes through the wood of the of the side
And
of
so
the arena.
Logus takes his helmet off, and he's trying to be fucking Crixus. He's trying to like rally the crowd, and
it's
then
kind of working.
and then the person that he knocked into the stands jumps out and stabs him in the neck, and then Logus just gets fucking destroyed by the Ferox brothers, and the main Ferox brother rips his earring off, rips Logus's earring off to add to his belt as a trophy, and then pisses on his corpse.
They're shit talking to the crowd.
Yeah, and Logus wanted to, and he's got a giant penis as well. A lot of huge penises in this episode. I will point out that the see, I got so much penis on the mind, I already forgot what I was about to say. Oh yeah, Logus wanted to win because he wanted to kill Ashur. Like that's one of the things that he really wanted to do was murder Ashur.
Yeah, as
and
he's
start this-
dying, he looks at Ashur and he says, "One day." So I wonder if that's going to come back.
Yeah,
anyway.
they did nothing to set this guy up with having some kind of a I think he knew just enough of the backstory to know. Okay, Spartacus was probably fucked over by the house of Gladiators, but he didn't know like it's like that like you have to Spartacus was just built different than you, bro. Matter
This
of
is one
fact,
of Stephen Knight's next spin-off shows, Ronan. We're going to find out more about Logus. He's going to actually win against the Ferox brothers, kill
Spartacus
Ashur.
Logus origins.
Yes, exactly.
What's his backstory?
So the only other, so then like obviously Ashur and Chorus are angry, and Chorus wants to leave, but Ashur's like, no, you sit the fuck down. We're gonna stay here for the rest of the show because they're want
having an angry couple
we
fight.
we want they want us to feel humiliated, and we're not, and get up and storm out, and we're not going to give them the satisfaction. The other important thing that happens during this fight is there is a senator named like Gabinius or something like that. He is Kosudia's husband, and he comes to see the games, and he watches this one fight, and he immediately gets up and leaves. And he is worried because Crassus has granted patronage to Ashur, and so he is worried that basically shitting on Ashur will be taken as shitting on Crassus, and no one wants that. And we don't see any part of it, but there's talk throughout the episode about like a brewing civil war between Pompey and Crassus, and a lot of people are picking sides between those two. So Gabinius just fucking leaves. He's like, I'm out of here. I will not be a part of this. If you guys piss off Crassus, that is your fault. That's your fucking fault. So then later on that same night, Ashur goes to like the after party, and he's being mocked by everyone. Except like the Aedile, the guy that granted Ashur a spot in the first place. The Aedile is like, of course, you can take a joke, right? We'll pay you for the death of Logus. This was all in good fun. No offense intended. There's no reason to tell Crassus this happened. And Ashur's putting on a good show. It's like, oh, of course, I get it. I'm in on the joke. It's fine. Ha ha ha. But he asks the Aedile again, like, "Hey, okay, how about give me another match? I need to get revenge on other random Lanista guy over here that runs his gladiator school." And the Aedile is like, I mean, look, we kind of
We
don't.
just gave you a
Yeah,
match.
but he's also like, we kind of just don't care about your guys. Like your people are boring.
They all
The
suck.
people crave something new, and so Asher's like, all right, I'll give him something new. And so Asher begins a quest to find something that hasn't been seen in the arena before. And so later on, he goes to sample
Minneapolis
to
or somewhere.
view. Yeah, he goes to view new slave shipments, and everyone's trying to sell Asher these new slaves, and he's like, these are all copy and pasted
Yeah,
gladiators
they
I already
mentioned
have.
that like this. How about this Gaul? And Asher's I have 6 exact of that exact model. It was like, oh yeah, well there's Stephen Matt's
I need
They
like
all
one of the
suck.
rare like foil gladiators, whose value is going to increase. But he's walking away. He's like, all these gladiators are fucking generic. I don't want them. As he's walking away, a woman who we will come to know as Achillea is beating the shit out of some Roman soldiers. And Asher sees her and he's like, that's my new thing. So he grabs her, he takes her down, holds a knife to her throat, and the Roman soldiers are like, "Yo, we're gonna fucking kill her because she struck one of us." And Asher's like, "You will not, because I'm buddies with Crassus." And so Asher walks away with Achillea, and Chorus at first is like, "You just wasted money on another house slave." He has no idea that Asher is going to put Achillea in the arena. And when Chorus finds this out, he is not fucking happy. He's like, "Yo, this is bullshit. You one of your house slaves, Hilara, would do just as well. It's not tradition." And Asher has a great line. I'm not going to butcher the wording, but it's something like, "Tradition is something pursued by mediocre people." And I fucking loved it. Uh, but he's going to train Achillea because he sees something in her. So their first meeting goes very poorly, however, because Achillea tries to fucking kill him. And so he's Asher. He's got the worm tongue. He talks her into standing down, calling him Dominus, and becoming a gladiator. And he basically tells her, like, look, you if you want freedom, you earn it out in the arena. And she agrees to that, and that is where the episode ends. Asher has found his new unique thing that he is going to put in the arena.
Yeah. All right, Ronan. What are your thoughts? It's notorious now. Even the creators themselves said the first 3 episodes of the first Spartacus season, awful. Like, they're just not good at all. Did this sort of do better than that original Spartacus series? Did you come out of episode 1 going, "Damn, that's good. I can't wait to watch more"? Or were you like, not there yet?
At no point did this feel like Rome or even Black Sails, where you kind of watching like, But it's like, oh, okay. Well, the good thing the next episode's about to load up and start playing. Let me grab this bag of delicious, giant-sized gummy clusters.
Oh God!
But good episode. I will. So the common complaints get thrown around is that all of his gladiators are very dull and not recognizable, and that's fair. But this is a different show. Like Spartacus, the first 4 seasons, those shows were about the gladiators. Now, bear in mind, Badiatus, and they were central characters, but the star cast of the original show was the gladiators, so you had to focus in on them. Whereas in this, at least as of right now, the gladiators are the secondary characters, and it's Ashur, and it's Ashur. It's the Ashur show. His name is in the fucking title. So, to that extent, I'm not. I acknowledge the fact that it's all these gladiators, the fact that the show Ashur does state that I have 6 of that. I have 6 of that. I have that same card at home. I have 6 of that card. I don't need another Gaul card. I have 6 of them. That the fact that you're acknowledging that your gladiators are copy and paste doesn't make it better. You don't get a get out of jail free card for saying, yeah, we kind of made the gladiators boring in this show. But I don't think it's, at least currently, the show's not over yet. We'll know, if in 4 episodes from now the swing goes heavy into the gladiators, but they haven't properly set them up, then this becomes a much more valid complaint. But as of right now, I'm kind of okay with it because they're backup characters. They're not the cast. They're not the main stars. The main star is
Gotcha.
Ashur. Uh,
Okay.
so
Fair.
we will find out in the next episode, because question I have is, okay, what is the time jump between this and War of the Dam? And it doesn't seem to be all that long. I wish that they would have said this is actually like 5 or 6 years after, so that
Yeah.
way you would have an in-universe explanation for why Nick Carabay is noticeably older. I'm not saying he looks like shit. Yeah, he looks better than the three of us, but he's noticeably older. And this
Yeah.
is apparently like just a couple of months after, War of the Dam.
Oh
So I
yeah.
would have
We'll
preferred
find
it was
out
a
in the
few
next
years.
episode. I mean, it's not that long after the end of War of
Yeah,
the
like I said,
Dam.
I'm giving it a couple of months, and we shit on Rome for having no idea about timescale. Rome was really bad about that. Spartacus was also pretty fucking bad. Like about that. That first season, we're just assuming that show was anywhere from a year to 2 years is the timescale for the first season, and we have no goddamn clue. But this is okay. They're at least I kind of know that this is there. There is a good reason in the next episode as to why we know that this is only a few months, if that, after
Yeah.
the slave rebellion has ended.
Okay. Steve, your thoughts on the first episode?
I loved it. Immediately, there no hesitation to click start episode 2 after this. Big fan. I'm fully on board with the Ashur chorus relationship. Uh, I mean, I don't have any criticisms or just nitpicks outside of not liking the copy pasted gladiators. I'm fully on board with this show so far.
Yeah, I think this first episodes of any show have the difficult sort of task of you have to introduce so many brand new characters, right? And because each one of these episodes 58 minutes, I believe, on the stars. So I mean, they're long. It's not like we're getting 42-minute episodes or anything. So this is a lot to pack into an hour. And I think they did a great job. I think that aside from the gladiators, who I do not give a shit about at all right now, like Achilles at the very end, I was like, okay, this is actually interesting. And I know there's going to be everybody out there on the internet. It's like woke, woke, woke. This is not woke stuff. I mean, she gets her ass handed to her over and over and over in these, at least this
That
first.
pops up more in the next episode.
Yeah, I want to pause there for a second because I'm pretty sure maybe it's next episode, but Ashur makes the same point that we were making in response to the people complaining about this. Ashur's like, look, I have seen women fight, and several
Yeah,
times they were better warriors than the men. He's talking about Navia and I don't remember the name, like
Saxa and
Spartacus's yeah,
Saxa, yeah.
Saxa and Spartacus's like season 2 love interest.
that was Mira.
So I like that Ashur's like, no, like if you make the mistake of thinking that all women are weak and cannot fight and cannot hope to beat a man in anything, that's a you problem.
Yeah, yeah, and it's cool because some of those characters, like we love the arc that Navia went on, in that original thing where she learned to fight, she learned to become a gladiator, and it's fantastic. And this the thing about like the Achilles character, because she actually gives her name. I can't remember. It's like Nesferiti or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then Asher's like, no, no, no. We got something that the crowd is gonna want. We'll call you Achilles. Was it like the goddess of death or something like that? Um, but sort of if this is exactly what Asher the character would do. He would find something like this and be like, "This is what's going to get me sway and whatnot. I'm going to use this woman, and we're going to make her this huge star, and that's what's going to bring all the honor onto the Ludus and everything. Like this is totally within his character of what he would do in this situation. I think if I had a complaint about it, just her sort of quick turn at the very end, like, okay, fine, was a little just too convenient, especially when she jumps over, she's about ready to slice his throat. I like that he can talk his way out of it, but just her sort of immediately kneeling and being like, okay, it's the same sort of. I mean, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. It's still stupid how quickly Anakin turns to the Emperor. Like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
whatever.
it's
It's
the
one of those
Plinkett
things.
line. He didn't turn; he was tricked, and like that's it's similar with this. Like when Badiatus convinced Spartacus, he had something. He had keys to dangle over Spartacus's head. Like, I'm going to help. I'll tell you what. I'm going to
Get
help
your
find your
wife.
wife. He
Yeah.
had something to help temper Spartacus and kind of, sorta keep him in track. He has nothing with Achillea outside if she wants freedom and
And
like.
wine.
Yeah, but wine. Yeah, yeah. But later
And
on, wine
whores.
and
We find out in
hookers. Yeah,
whores.
wine and whores is what she
Yeah.
wants later on. Which, so, like, it's
I
like,
mean, who doesn't?
no, it's like, but so like he has like yeah, he doesn't have anything to dangle over her head. So yeah, like so yeah, that is a bit contrived that she would just kind of be like, all right, yeah, cool, yeah,
It
okay,
was
like
the
yeah,
kneeling that got me. The fact that she just knelt down to him and said Dominus. I think if she would have just like kind of like, and I understand the reason why she's got to sort of like,
yeah.
subjugate
It's like, come on,
herself
guys, we
to.
got 3 minutes left in this episode. Come on.
But it just felt a little too quick or something at the very end. Again, it's a nitpick. I understand they got to get there. They only got 10 episodes and whatnot. But I like the original Spartacus where it took longer to do that. I thought all of like the side characters, like one of the complaints I had was about. I do not recognize the names of most of these people yet. I can't believe Steve was able to pull all these names out. Like,
I had the same sort of issue when we first watched Rome. It took me
yeah,
quite a while to work out which crusty old white dude was
and
who.
I was like, I'm Ronin right now. Like, who is this? It's like the early ones, like Spartacus, Crixus, Pharaoh. Those are all various like simple things, and it's like all weird, strange Roman names that I haven't got written down yet. But like Ashur's kind of girlfriend,
Hilara.
Slay
Yeah.
Hilara, whatnot. I think she's interesting because they're clearly setting up some weird shit with her and Achillea. We see more of that in episode 2, but she's got some sort of weird, sadistic, sort of creepy vibe that I'm digging.
I think
The Roman,
that's gonna go real wrong for her because
oh
clearly
yeah,
she loves Asher, and I think the next episode introduces a potential
oh yeah.
actual love interest for Asher. So I think it's gonna blow up in
Well,
her
I don't think
face.
it's
Like,
potential. I think Asher's
yeah,
got the hots
but I
for.
think Hilara is gonna be like, or Asher at some point is gonna be like, Hilara, you're a slave. Get away from me. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be with this proper
Yeah.
Roman woman right now, and
Yeah, because he's going to
she's not
have
gonna
to
be
move
happy.
up his station,
Yeah.
right? He
Yeah,
can't.
this is why booty calls don't work. This is why having fuck friends doesn't work because eventually someone's going to start to catch some feels and it's going to become awkward.
All of us have been there,
Yeah,
right?
we've
Me?
all been there. Yeah, we've all had the orgy where our old dad walks in on us, like at what happened in the Spartacus. It's happened to everyone. It's totally relatable. It's a thing that everyone. We all remember where we were the first time.
Yeah. But this is setting up her character great because in classic Spartacus fashion, it's going to be some treachery and some craziness that's going to happen. She's going to be the instigator of that. There's also, we see a little bit more in the next episode we'll talk about, but who's the other girl? The other naked hot chick that is like her personal
Yeah,
slave or
the
something?
other
Like,
I think her name is Messia,
did
but
you
I'm
just
not
call her
entirely
the other
sure.
fluffer? Is that what you just called
She is.
the other fluffer? She's got some weird shit going on. Like maybe she's in love with her or something. They're setting this. They're putting the
She's going to
seeds
be
down.
somebody's love interest.
Yeah, they're putting the seeds down in this one, and unlike the first episode of the original Spartacus, where we're just kind of, oh, this wasn't that good. I thought everything in here was pretty solid, aside from a couple nitpicks here and there. So, if you had to give a letter grade, gentlemen, to the first episode of House of Ashur, Dominus, Ronan, what are you giving it?
Right now, I mean, like once we have the rest of the episodes and we can kind of actually, for lack of a better word, stack them and figure out where they fit, I'm going to give this a tentative B plus. Very
Okay,
good. There's nothing
good
in
for
it
you.
that really hurt. It's got some issues, like we mentioned, the gladiators are all very dull and same. Like you both had a lot more issue with the opening, like introduction of supernatural forces than I do. It's got some stuff, but nothing that's kneecapping it.
Okay, B plus for you, Steve. What are you rating it?
I'm giving it an A. Like, I could not hit
Hey, wow.
go to next episode fast enough after watching this.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a solid B because I want there to be room to grow.
Yeah.
I'm just introduced to all these characters. I don't have a ton of stuff. I don't really have a lot of complaints, but solid B for me. I wasn't completely blown away by it. But yeah, we're all very excited. I think by this point, Alyssa had fallen asleep.
Yeah,
So
we're
she
all
fell.
very tired too.
She fell asleep while watching House of Ashur, but she falls asleep. I think she fell asleep during the original Spartacus too. Now we roll into episode 2. Is called Forsaken, right? I think so. Forsaken. Steve, you
Yep.
hit play. Take us through it, buddy.
So Achillea is introduced to the gladiators, and they treat her as you would expect. They basically shit on her. No one wants to work with her. No one wants to train her. Like, I think the first guy told to train with her just starts mouthing off to chorus. He's like, go work the wooden logs or whatever. When next time we see him, he's like trying to like fucking bench press a log or something. So then like
whipped.
Yeah. So then there's Kid Gladiator and Dad Gladiator. I think Kid Gladiator is made to work with her. And
I
there's
think that's Manu Bennett's like nephew or something. Like I feel like I read an article that the curly-haired Kid Gladiator is like related to Manu Bennett or something.
all right.
I don't think this has to. This is kind of a nothing thing. But I was trying to IMDb some of these characters. Like, why isn't Julius Caesar's actor here? Why is good? So I'm looking on IMDb. War of the Damned has just disappeared from IMDb.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't. It didn't pop up on my end. We can look that up later. But it's just gone. But at least my Google didn't bring it up.
Okay.
But I was kind of trying to figure out, and then I was like, well, fuck, if I go too deep, if I accidentally go into like this show's IMDb, I might see a character who I don't want to see.
Yeah,
No, but like they're about to have a gladiator fight, and I was worried that they were going to kind of do that. Like they don't have her go Mary Sue.
It's right there, buddy. It's there.
It didn't pop up when I was Googling it, but like I was worried they were going to do the kind of like Mary Sue thing where she instantly comes in and can beat the shit out of these gladiators. This is a much weaker crop because if Ashur can beat up their best man, and while openly admitting that he was the lowest ranking of the original stock, that automatically lets you know all these guys suck.
How shitty are the Roman soldiers? Like the way, like she kicks the shit out of the Roman soldiers, and it's just like the Roman soldiers are like the stormtroopers of this universe. They can't do anything. They're terrible fighters. They're just cannon.
She doesn't like straight up whip this kid's ass, and he doesn't like just stomp her into the dirt. But he does clearly have an advantage over her, which is like, okay, I like this. Like, she's not like, pathetic weak woman, but she's not also instantly better than everyone else here. So it's like, okay, yeah, great. We got room to grow here. Now we know our fight scenes are going to be interesting because they have clearly established that these people can beat her up. Excellent. Stakes are here now. We have stakes and they can be elevated. Excellent.
Yeah. Her level is kind of like she can beat someone that's untrained, but anyone with like any level of gladiator training is probably going to get her trouble.
Yeah.
But she's also there's a plot point that isn't paid off yet, but I'm assuming this is going to come up in future episodes.
The shield.
The shield.
Oh,
yeah,
it's going to be when she's got it against the Ferox brothers or whatever. That's where it's going to come up. She's going to drop that shield in the arena and then kick ass.
Go with like 2 knives or something and do like flips and shit.
That's what I expect as well. She's got a big ass the big ass fucking like square rectangular shield.
They say that they're going to train her as a Murmillo, which when I was looking up Spartacus stuff when we were doing our first review, Murmillos were heavyweight gladiators. Like Spartacus was historically a Murmillo, so was Crixus. So those were like heavyweight guys. Those were guys who were just like thick, stacked shit houses of muscle and fat and could just throw you around. And so it's like we're gonna teach this tiny woman to fight in the Murmillo style. That is dumb. But that is also a thing that only someone like me who knows what that word means would get kind of like, no, that's stupid. Don't do that.
Well, she repeatedly says like the shield is keeping me from moving well. So yeah, I'm expecting like what Matt said. There's going to be a point where she throws down the shield and is actually able to win a fight, but
Yeah.
she's not winning any fights
You're gonna get that shot of
yet.
Ashur too in the stands, going, "What is she doing?" You know, like, and then she's
Like it's a
gonna.
big deal for a gladiator to use two swords. I mean, we've never seen any gladiator use two swords. That's never happened.
So, anyways, yeah. So she's been introduced to the gladiators. They are treating her like hot garbage. Ashur gets a letter, and first he's like, "Oh, I think he's been trying to contact Crassus for a while." There's mention in this episode of the previous one that Crassus is granted patronage to the House of Ashur, but Crassus is paying less and less money like as time goes on. So I think Ashur's been trying to get in touch with him, but he receives a letter and he's like, "Finally, fuck yeah, Crassus has gotten back to me." But the letter is not from Crassus; it is from Caesar. And Caesar's like, "Hey, good buddy Ashur, got some cleanup work for you." And so they send Ashur and Chorus and all of the gladiators out to the Appian Way, which you might remember from the end of Spartacus, War of the Damned, where all of the captured slave rebellion people were crucified. And so, for whatever, I don't even know if we know the reason yet, but Ashur has been tasked with cleaning up this mess. He's got to go get all these bodies down from the Appian Way. And so they all go out there. I thought it was funny. There's like a woman there just holding an umbrella over Ashur's head the entire time. I laughed when I saw that.
Well, like we cut to the Appian Way and just cut to like this husk body, and it's got kind of like long hair. And I meant like, oh, is that Gannicus? Oh, it was.
We see Gannicus. Yeah.
Oh, they don't even hold back.
No. They're they're just getting down bodies, and like the gladiators are complaining like we're gladiators. We're not supposed to be doing this kind of thing. And so they start getting in fights, and Ashur just shits on, just backhands a couple of guys. He's like, fucking settle down or I'm gonna put you on the cross.
He kicks that dude and he falls face first into the guts of that thing, and then he barfs. He like throws up all
And then the other gladiator goes to help him up, and he gets puke on his hand.
Yeah.
I just lets him fall back down to the ground.
Oh no!
It's great. So, anyways, like the gladiators are falling apart. They're just fucking. They're hot. They're miserable. They're angry. And Chorus is arguing with Ashur because Ashur is like, you're losing fucking control here. He's like, what do you expect? It's fucking hot and we're removing corpses. And so in the middle of the conversation, Chorus is like, wait, the tattoo. I recognize it. It's fucking Gannicus. They show Gannicus's desiccated.
There's parts of his skull showing.
Yeah. Did you cry, Ronan? Your boy is just up there.
No, but it did bring back memories of playing Left 4 Dead and you suddenly being like, "Oh, I just took Bill's shotgun," because you didn't realize that was Bill's body on the ground. Or that the one time we played technically twice, but the first time we played Aliens Colonial Marines and you found Hudson.
Oh yeah,
just stuck to the wall.
Well, that's this scene in particular was
guarantees no Gannicus is alive. So.
Yeah, I was just kind of like, wow, they kind of went there. Like, I didn't think so quickly in the show. I thought they'd tease out, like, well, maybe Gannicus got out somehow, or maybe, I mean, he'd probably be the one. Well, Agron, right?
I was going to say it's going to be Agron. Agron's going to come.
Agron is alive and well. Yeah.
No, I hate Agron. No,
he is alive. Him and like Naseus or.
I know he is. Now you've just ruined the show for me, Steve. I forgot Agron is alive. But I was like, it was so sad, and it was just like, are they gonna somehow come across like the corpse or like the makeshift grave of Crixus at some point? Am I just gonna
burn him?
Yeah. He got a burial in the mountains. But like when they were taking the bodies down, there was another body across from it, and it was clearly a slave, clearly a woman who had like on like kind of a silky flowing gown. I was like, was that Crassus's love interest? Because she was crucified right across from him. I was like, wow, okay, that's you see what happens when you pay attention to the fucking canon, Matt? Do you see what happens?
Whatever.
So, anyways, this scene, of course, is like, that's Gannicus. I recognize him. I met him before. He was angry and drunk. I liked him. And Ashur's like, yes, I remember. He was such a tortured soul, but a great warrior. Throw him on the wagon, and they move on. Just move on.
He made his choice, as all men must.
I can't remember. Did Gannicus and Ashur ever have like a tiff with one another, or was Ashur kind of like outside of the Gannicus sphere?
I don't know that Ashur and Gannicus ever fought. I'm pretty sure Ashur is the one that revealed to Onomaus that Gannicus was fucking Onomaus' wife.
That's right.
And he only knew that because Lucy Lawless told him. He was in the Ludus at the same time, but because he was still a recruit when all of that stuff was happening.
Gods of the Arena and Gods of the Arena.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, there's another scene. I feel like the show may like jump back to this Appian Way scene a couple times. So I'm just gonna wrap it up. So they get Gannicus down. Then later on, like, I don't know. This is the guy whose name I don't know, but he's the other guy, one of the other Lenista, another Roman guy who was at the games in the first episode,
or something like that.
Well, whatever. Porcius, we'll go with that until we figure it out. Porcius like comes up, approaches them, and he's like mocking Ashur because clearly, if Ashur was like a legitimate, respected Lenista, he would not be doing this. There's even a scene like prior to this, before they go to the Appian Way, where Hilara is like, you're free, right? You don't actually have to do this. And Ashur's like, yeah, I'm free, but I'm also fucking broke. So he's gotta, and
he's like, Caesar is Crassus's like right hand man, and if he says no to Caesar, he pisses Crassus off, and Crassus will cut him off completely. So he's just like, I got to do whatever fucking Caesar tells me to do.
But Porcius comes in and mocks Ashur. The
Ferox three brothers are on the back.
And then they start singing the "My Cock Rages" song. But ultimately, they leave, and I think that's kind of the end for what's going on the Appian Way. There's another scene around this same point in the episode. Achillea is in her cell, and she's got like, I don't know if it's a piece of chalk.
She's doodling on the wall.
She's carving or drawing an image on the wall of her like god of war, god of death, or whatever. And Hilara comes in and he's like, "Oh, hey, tell me, is that your god? Oh, that's neat. Would you like some water? Here, have some water." By the way, if you ever fucking touch Ashur again, I will goddamn kill you. And Achillea's like, "You could do shit to me." He's like,
"You're a little mouse. Squeak."
Yeah, it's like, and she like motions to the cup, and Achillea is like, "You fucking poisoned me." She's like, "No, I didn't, but I could have." There are thousands away. There are thousands of ways that I could fucking make you die in this household, and no one would ever know that I did it.
Here's my problem with that. There's a guard standing 2 feet away from her when she says that.
Yes,
and I was sitting here like, well, the dude right there would know that you did it because you just told.
The guard's not going to tell anybody.
I was like, hey, come on, guys. Why did you have to have the guard right there? Like, have the guard off camera somewhere and just have the two of them be alone. It was a little weird with the guard there, and she's like, nah, I can. No,
yeah, I thought that was a cool scene until you just pointed that out. Like,
I like the scene. I like the
idea was good.
Yeah, the idea was very, very good.
Yeah. So, but now it's time for Achillea's training to commence. And so she goes back out, and of course, the boys are still treating her like shit. And so she's going to fight a guy named Creticus.
They're training her to fight 2 people. Like they're training her against 2. They're training her against 2 guys because they already know we're going to send you to die against the 3 dwarf, the 3 little dwarfs. We're going to send you to die against them. But so we're going to get you used to fighting multiple opponents.
Yeah, and so, but I tried to remember this guy's name because he shows up later in this episode and bad things happen to him. But I think his name is Creticus. So it's Creticus and the Kid Gladiator are made to fight her. And at one point, she punches Creticus in the dick, and she ultimately she holds her own for a little while, but ultimately Kid Gladiator beats her pretty soundly. And so after this, I think they go to eat, and Creticus picks another fight with her. But there's a scene where Daddy Gladiator and Kid Gladiator are talking, and Daddy Gladiator's you did a bad thing. It's because you weren't working side by side with Creticus. You went solo that she was able to punch Creticus in the dick. So it's your fault that the dick punch happened. And Kid Gladiator's like, "Oh, you're right. I'm sorry, Dad." And I think he apologizes to Creticus later on.
Well, they showed that in the original Spartacus thing too, when Crixus and Spartacus have to team up or something, and Crixus goes off on his own and causes the loss or whatever. So I think that's all getting back to the point you must work together in the arena, otherwise you will die.
But at this point, I don't give a shit about these gladiators.
Yeah, that's so far in the first 2 episodes.
They're giving them a little more character right now.
Yeah,
they're giving them more character than they deserve at this point, based on their importance in the show so far. Maybe later on they'll become incredibly important, and this will retroactively make sense. But so far, every time the gladiators have a big scene, I'm like, I want to get back to Ashur and Chorus. It's the gladiators just don't matter right now, aside from Achillea.
Well, that's why gladiator stuff doesn't bother me that much. It's a genuine issue, but at the same time, it's this is a different show. They are the B story. Yeah, they're not the A story.
There's too much B story is one criticism I will have in this episode.
Because obviously Achillea is going to become a major focus of the show, and we're going to spend a lot of time with Achillea. And when Spartacus entered the Ludus, we spent a lot of time where Spartacus was getting his ass kicked and everything, and the same sort of thing was happening. Everybody was picking on him except Vero, right?
Yeah.
And so you had that sort of, at least Spartacus had somebody that wasn't being an asshole to him, and you can start having that connection with and whatnot. Achillea doesn't have that, and so right now it's just douchebag gladiators that are all carbon copies of each other that we don't really care about right now, acting like assholes, and it just is kind of all right, let's get on to Ashur. I agree with Steve. It's let's get back to the Roman characters. The Roman characters are more interesting right now.
Yeah. So Ashur and Chorus return, they went to the Appian Way. They're back. Everyone's back. And so Chorus had just witnessed Achillea, losing and then being trash talked by the boys. And so Chorus goes to Ashur, is look, you're losing this house. You're losing the respect of the men. They think, the house of Ashur is a joke. And Ashur's wine and horse. That'll fix it.
That'll fix this situation.
And then Cora's well, yeah, that would probably go a long ways towards making things better. But I love how Cora comes in and Ashur. I love all the scenes when it's just Romans sitting in their lake bathtubs, essentially. They're just hanging. He's oh, just take your clothes off. Come on in.
Just hang out with me.
Cora's fine. He gets in there, and then Ashur's huh? See, isn't the sun coming out on you now? He's a little bit, yeah.
Fetch him a cup of wine.
Yeah. Overflowing. Give me that overflowing cup of wine.
So question, do you think the three of us would bond better for podcasting if we two were all just chilling out naked in a giant
Are we going to start doing Outpost Unknown hot tub streams?
There you go. Leave a comment, folks. Is that what you want? Outpost Unknown hot tub streams. Let us know in the comments. We might be able to make that happen.
I'm not feeling the need to bond with either of you that strongly.
Locked behind the Patreon paywall.
Yes.
We'll set the Patreon up specifically for it.
Sure.
Well,
anyway, Steve.
So Ashur says, wine and horse, and Chorus is fine. And then Hilara comes in and he's hey, you got a message from a senator. And so it's Gabinius or whatever, the Senate, Casudia's husband. And so Ashur just gets up, just fucking butt ass naked, and he's like, "Yeah, give me the
Awesome.
message," and opens it, and Ashur's thrilled because it's Gabinius is inviting Ashur into his home. He doesn't know why, but Ashur's like, I'm gonna take this opportunity. I'm gonna get what I can out of it. I'm gonna request another match in the arena. It's gonna be all fucking great. Like Ashur is ultra confident, if nothing else. So he is like, I am a closer. I am going to close this deal. And so Ashur goes to Gabinius's place, and Kosudia is there, and they're clashing, and Gabinius makes them make peace. He's like, all previous slights are a distant memory now. Agreed. And then out comes Gabinius's...
Their fingers crossed, right?
Yes.
That's not really going to happen.
Out comes Gabinius's daughter, and there is an instant spark between her and Ashur, and you find out
you see like the camera like pushes in on Nick Terabey's face as he's just like, oh my, like, the most beautiful creature he has ever seen in his life. And I love the mom. She's like, you're not dressed to be talking to him. She's just like in this sheer gown.
Yeah, and then she's you find out her backstory is like she was previously married, but her husband was killed by Spartacus's rebellion. And I don't know I don't remember if her husband is a character that we know from the
They keep mentioning it. I think that he was someone who was in the original run. But
I have to look that up, because I'm not exactly sure.
They mention it a lot, like we're supposed to know, oh, that's her from such and such, so we can be like, I remember that thing. But I do not remember that thing.
They cited a specific attack. So I'm sure that the specific attack is in the previous series. I don't know if her husband was there as a character or not, but again,
we'll have to look it up.
Yeah, well, for the next episode, we'll have this hashed out, assuming the Spartacus Wikipedia is updated. Anyway, so the mom, Kosudia, is like, girl, get your ass into the bathtub. You shouldn't be here right now.
Yes,
so
go to the bathtub, please.
Yes, and so she gets naked. We see the goods, and her mom is just standing there shit talking.
That's the proper way to refer to them, Steve.
Seriously, like Stephen tonight, the casting is just impeccable. Like all around,
both of them were impeccable.
Impeccable.
So we get her backstory. Her husband was killed by Spartacus. We also find out why Kosudia is so pissed off at Ashur. She is basically just racist against anyone that's not Roman. She wants Ashur to fail because Ashur has the audacity to think he is now on the same level of pure-blooded Romans. And so she's just trying to spite him to put non-Romans in their, like, whether they're slaves or not, she wants to put non-Romans in their place. And so I don't even know if we see her the rest of this episode, but now we know why she tried to fuck over Ashur in the first episode. She's just racist.
As many people are nowadays.
Thousands of years later.
Good thing, thousands of years later, no one is racist anymore. We fixed that problem.
Yeah.
Solve.
So that's what I saw on the Fox News. We fixed racism.
So
Steve's trying to move on as quick as he can.
Gabinius and Ashur are talking, and they're friendly. They're getting along. I honestly, actually, even after watching this, I have no idea why Ashur was actually invited to this party.
I don't know either.
I had that question because I was like, what exactly does this guy want from him, other than the truth?
Yeah, so that they have a conversation where they kind of give their backstories. Gabinius is like, why would you side with the Romans after they enslaved you and whatnot? And they go back and forth. It's very friendly. But then Gabinius is like, Ashur, you're a smart guy. Why don't you tell me what people really think about me? And Ashur's like, oh, you're a great guy. Everyone loves you. And he's
wrong. Smash, just like with the wine out of his hand.
I love that reaction. He's just this old dude. Like, you're not expecting that. He's like
he freaks out and says, no, give me the fucking truth. And so
the conversation they'd had up to that point had been really interesting. And it's like, well, yeah, this guy's trying to dig deep into it. And Ashur's like,
show me your brand. He's like,
Yes.
no one will forget you were a slave. Show it to me, buddy.
Yeah.
Show
It's
me
like
you're not
there's
I'm
some
not.
dickishness there, but like, a freed slave is kind of a rarity. So, it's like I'm gonna have a talk with him. Why is this freed slave so eager to be pro Republic? He shouldn't be.
I
And then
like
it just instantly clicks real hard into
I like how the senator guy they talk about Glabber. How when we were talking about how Weasley, the guy who played Glabber, looks, they make a joke about it. Like his eyes, he's like, "I met Glabber once, that Weasley-looking fellow with the shifty eyes."
like a reptilian in human
Yeah, like
form.
reptilian in human form. And Asher's like, "Yeah, you're right.
That's
He
a
is."
startlingly accurate representation of the
Like,
man.
does Steven tonight hate that actor or something? He just like fucking stabbed that actor in the side in this show. Wow.
So, anyways, the dude guy asks Asher, yells at him, tell me the truth. And Asher's like, all right, you know what? You're an old fuck. Your influence is waning. Everyone knows that your time is limited. You're going to die soon. No one gives
Your
a shit
wife's a
about
bitch.
you outside your money. Your wife fucking sucks. She's scheming behind your back. And he's like, thank you for the truth.
Now get the fuck out.
And never come back. So it's like, was
Why
that?
did you invite him?
But that's the question. Like, was the whole meeting to ask that question, or did he just get genuinely offended that Asher actually asked the question? I'm not sure. Maybe more will come in future episodes. But he's like, Asher, get the fuck out, and he just walks away. And so Asher's just left standing in this guy's like dining room, like looking around, like, wait a minute,
That deal,
what the
Asher.
fuck is happening here?
And Asher's not going to have a good time when he eventually comes home either.
Yeah. So back at the house of Asher, the wine and whores are there, and Achilles.
Oh my gosh!
Wine and horror party.
Now, the original Spartacus had a lot of these like orgy scenes in it, right? This seemed to like top what we saw.
Yeah. There is a massive orgy. People are like throwing dice while fucking someone. It's like, Servius, it's throw the dice, and he's like,
I'm glad Alyssa was asleep. Honestly, I'm glad she was asleep.
That might have been awkward. Yeah.
So Achilles is like, I want wine and horse too, and Chorus says, nope, you're not a member of the Brotherhood yet, so you can't have it. So she goes out to he tells her to go to your cell and just go to sleep, but she goes out to train. Meanwhile, back in the orgy, Kid Gladiator sees another gladiator fucking the prostitute that he really likes, and so he goes.
Comes right out of nowhere. We do not know who this character is until this exact moment.
Kid Gladiator's like, this is my prostitute, and so they have like a long love scene. And again, I'm watching this like, I don't care. Like, I have no reason to be invested in Kid Gladiator right now.
Yeah. I was like, did I miss something? Was she introduced in the first? Did I just
I don't
miss
think
it?
so.
I would have been interested in Kid Gladiator if he would have kind of played the Vero role to Achilles.
I think they're building up to that because
I think so.
He seems to like take an interest in her.
He's not like a super dick to her, but I needed at least one of these gladiators, and I know it's like every guy, they don't respect this girl. I get it. I understand where the story's going in that case, but there needed to be somebody. Maybe they're trying to say that, Doctore is the one that's kind of being nice to her, but I needed one of these nondescript generic gladiators to, like, she gets her ass kicked, whatever, walk over and just, help her up, or bring her some food or something like that, or give her some words of advice or something, because you're right. I'm like, okay, Kid Gladiator, he sees a prostitute. I just met her, and suddenly she's taking off her clothes and having sex.
Yeah, because this is not like normal, like, wine and whores, like, sex scene. This is, we're supposed to believe, they've set this relationship up, and this is like a tender Crixus Navia kind of hidden romance. That's what this is supposed to, at least the music and the tone was telling me that's what this was supposed to be. Yeah. But the fact that I had never seen this fucking character until exactly 5 seconds ago.
Well, he mentions to her, he's like, well, yeah, all these guys, you sleep with all these guys outside these walls, but in here, only I can touch you, and blah, blah. But I'm like, are we only ever going to see this chick when there's an orgy scene? because they're not going to just let her walk into the walls of the Ludus all the time. So I'm like, how much is the show is this character even going to be in? And it feels like the only real way that this relationship is going to develop is if they escape this Ludus somehow. And I don't know if down the line, some of these gladiators get out and then they're on the run, and Gladiatus has to come after them and catch them or something. But it just
He's
feels
dead.
like
He's very dead.
Yeah,
oh, sorry,
he's
not
been dead.
Gladiatus.
You look so confused. You're like, what the fuck is
Spirit
he
of
talking about?
Gladiatus, Ashur. If Ashur's got to go like hunt him down or something, because it just feels like when are we going to see this relationship between Kid Gladiator and this prostitute again?
It's only episode 2. So this is all literally brand new.
Yeah.
This was her character introduction. I mean, props to introducing us to the best part of her, right? To the two best parts of her right now.
Oh,
but this was a hell of a way to introduce a character. Not only are we introducing you here, but you are also like a hidden love interest.
Congratulations! Your introduction is you're going to have sex with 2 different gladiators in the span of 30 seconds.
I did like I don't know the name of the gladiator she was first talking, but when Kid Gladiator stops him, he's like, "That's fine. I prefer someone with more heft of ass." And he looks over and he sees another gladiator finishing up with a bigger prostitute, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go swim upstream."
Swim upstream.
Some meat on them bones. Yeah.
The dialogue in this show is incredible. It's so good. It's so good. Love it.
Anyways, so again, I don't care about Kid Gladiator. So at this point, I'm like, man, I am not interested in the B story yet. So I need the show to move on. So we go back
and
to
it does.
Yeah, we go back to Achillia, and she has a moment where Chorus is like sympathizing with her, and he asks her. She has like scars all over her hand, and we don't know what happened yet. Like Hilaria pointed them out too. But she's got a wooden sword and she's beating the shit out of like the wooden practice dummy. And Chorus is like, who do you see when you do this? And she ultimately says, everyone that underestimates me. And Chorus leaves her like a cup of wine, and she ends up smashing it instead. But eventually, Creticus and I think the gladiator that may have been scared away from Kid Gladiator's
this
woman.
is the problem, right? This is a major moment, and we can't even like recognize who these gladiators are.
I know that this is the gladiator that got dick punched earlier, so you have set up animosity here. The other guy, I recognize him. I just recognize him because that's the spear guy. And like the guy who was fucking like the heavier, like the chick with the great heft of ass, that's the net and trident guy. So I can at least, I'm starting to piece some stuff together, but I don't know his name.
We just don't know his name. Yeah, I'm sure the show says his name, but it's probably like in one line, and he'd have to like rewind it to see it. Anyways, Creticus and
other guy, I think it's the spear guy.
Fine, we'll call him Spear Guy. Creticus and Spear Guy go out to just shit talk Achillia, and the shit talking turns into an attempted assault.
It gets uncomfortable.
Yeah, and so Creticus like punches her, knocks her down, and he's like, "Oh, haha! Finally, she knows her place on her back with her legs spread." And he yells at Spear Guy, ass heft guy, hold her down, hold her down. Well, and so
before we get there, she has a great line to credit card guy, whatever you're saying, Creticus, whatever his name is.
Credit card guy's fine.
Yeah, credit card guy. He comes out. He's like, "Hey, maybe you need to like work on something, a little stronger than a wooden man." He's like, pointing to his crotch, and she's like, "I need a bigger challenge than that," which I thought was pretty funny. Then you see like full erect penis in this as he's about to.
Achillia's got like some great one-liners.
Yeah.
Like when they first tell her you're gonna fight the Ferox brothers, they call them half men. That's what the show uses, and she's like, half men. Ha! I could piss at them, and they'd think it was rain from the gods. And the other gladiators like even like acknowledge like how just fucking quick-witted.
They're like, that was pretty fucking good.
Anyways, back to the scene.
Back to the word we can't say on YouTube.
Credit card and spear guy
Credit card.
are about to assault her, but she fights back. She takes the big fucking shield that she doesn't want to use and knocks credit card in the dick again, and then she beats down the other guy, and then so like credit card guy is like trying to crawl away, and so she like grabs him, like he grabs him like around the neck, and reaches down, grabs his dick, and just barehanded rips his whole fucking dick off.
Looked like it peeled off way too easily.
It did. It should have been like a struggle and get that nice close up of like all the tendons and stuff ripping.
It should have been a lot more. I'm not saying it was pretty uncomfortable to watch. The whole thing.
Extended cut where she has to wrestle with it for 35 minutes.
It was cool because it was deserved.
Absolutely.
Fuck that guy, and I would have liked to have seen him in more pain. And
I think he was in plenty of pain.
Okay, Ronan was fine with it. I wanted to see more.
Killia rips his dick and balls off, and he bleeds out and dies. And so all the gladiators come out, and they're like, what the fuck?
They hear this man screaming.
Yeah.
What's her line, though? She has like a one-liner after that. She's like, well, now you are how you should be, like on your back with your legs spread. Like
she
like
does a call back to what he told her, what he said to her. Yeah, now you know your place on your back, absent dick, something like that. So all the other gladiators
drops it on the sand.
All the
camera zooms in on it. There's a pan to it hitting the ground. A little poof of dust as it hits.
Mic drop, but with
should have been slow motion as that just came down. Like really revel in it, Steven.
The camera follows it down and it hits the sand of your boom.
Wait, this is the one scene where we needed Zack Snyder to direct it.
Ripples in the sand goes out. Oh, that could have been a beautiful scene. Missed opportunity, Steven.
Yes.
Missed opportunity.
No, this guy screams loudly and dies and brings everyone out. And there's a new medicus is like, well, he's fucking dead.
Quick? Like, would you just die that
You would believe if someone were to rip off your cock and balls, because there's a lot of blood veins down there. I don't know how your erections work, but mine work through blood flow. So
if you split out real fast.
Yeah, if you do that, you're gonna bleed out incredibly fast.
Well, he was drunk, which kind of thins your blood, right? And then he was erect, and so there was a lot of blood moving to that area.
Okay, I mean,
I can live with it. He bled out and he died, or maybe the medicus just fucking sucks. You know, it's fucking.
Everybody else looks at him and he's like, "Yeah, he's dead." And just walks away.
You fucking. It looks like he's suffering from detached cockitis. There's no cure for that one. Anyways, let me fucking finish this episode. Everyone comes out and they're all fucking pissed, and Chorus is about to fucking kill her. And she says, he tried to assault me, and Chorus says, I don't care. Only the Dominus gets to decide when someone in this ludus dies.
Whether you break his wine jar,
whether you were justified or not, you did not have the authority to kill this man. And she says at some point, like, I'm equal to everyone here. And he's like, oh, you think you're a member of the Brotherhood? You think you're just as good? Give her a sword. And so now Chorus is having an actual sword fight with her, and she's losing. So she's not a Mary Sue. She's gonna have to work for her skills. So of course she's putting up a decent enough fight, but she's mostly retreating the entire time. So finally, the ludus this is not coming to play yet, but the ludus is on the side of a cliff, so you can just knock someone off the cliff. So she is on the ground, like she's right at the edge of the cliff, and Doctori Chorus is about to just kill her because she executed a man that she deserved it, but she didn't have the power to do that. But as he's about to stab her, he sees blood fall on her face, and he reaches up, and she actually managed to draw blood from him, and so she has earned his respect. He says, not a single one of you here has ever managed to actually damage me in any way during any fight. And so he's like, she has earned my respect. Anyone puts unwanted hands on her, they will answer to me. And so that's where the episode ends. This is, the Spartacus earns his place in the Brotherhood in the original show. Now it looks like Achillea is on her path to being one of the gladiators now. The end.
All right. Ronan, your thoughts on episode 2? Did it get better? Did it get worse? Did it maintain? What are your thoughts?
It maintained. There were just the two. It has just had too many of those kind of like, well, why the fuck is this happening? Like Ashur going to meet up at the center. Why the fuck did the senator invite him over just to yell at him and tell him, get the fuck out of my house? And then the introduction of like kid gladiators, I guess, love interest who just comes the fuck out of nowhere. Like stuff like that. Like, yeah, like it's not bad enough to be like, well, this show sucks. I'm over it. This is dead. With like let's go back to Black Sail. No, it's not that. This one would get another solid B plus because again, it's
that's
not
good
like
for you. Like those ratings are high for you, in my opinion. I feel like you're a lot more less forgiving on stuff than we are.
It's still a good episode. Yeah, I'm still liking it. I'm sad that there was not a 3 to just instantly, like these motherfuckers making me wait a week. I want to binge watch my stuff right now. God damn it.
8 more episodes, and we just gotta like milk it for content for another 8 weeks, Ronan. That's what this is for. Steve, you were super high after the first episode.
Very
How are
high.
you feeling after the second one?
I think this one's a B. I obviously didn't give a shit for the copy paste gladiators last episode. This episode, I was really like, move it along. I don't care about kid gladiators relationship. I don't care about the orgy. I don't care about dad gladiator giving advice to the gladiators. Like, I really, really wanted them to move the fuck on from the copy paste gladiators. Otherwise, I was into it. I love the relationship between Ashur and Chorus. I know that Ashur at some point soon in this series is going to come up with some sort of just fucking diabolical revenge.
Eventually, he's going to go full Gladiatus on the people who have wronged him.
Yeah, Ashur is a planner. He is a schemer. He knows how to he might never be able to beat you in a fight unless you're a Roman soldier, but he knows how to hurt you. So I am very excited to see what Ashur does to these other people. So I still think it's great. Loved it. I want to see less of the copy paste gladiators until the show shows me why I should care about them.
Yeah, we didn't mention this in episode 1, but when we kind of glanced over the fact that at the very opening they had the kind of like the villain Ashur and but they had all the words disappear, but the last word that disappeared was traitor. It was, which I thought was interesting when I first watched it, and I'm wondering if that'll ultimately come into play somewhere in this season. Like Ashur's going to betray somebody, whether it's because clearly Ashur's goal is not going to be I'm going to be running a ludus for the rest of my life. Ashur's goal is going to be like, I want to get into a higher position of power. I think I said this way back when we were talking about this many years ago. I would love to see Ashur work his way up to becoming like fucking emperor of Rome or something like that. If we're just doing wild, crazy, hey, let's just make this incredibly insane. Screw the history, screw all of that. We're just gonna, it's like a Inglorious Bastards Tarantino thing. We're just gonna change history to something completely different. I would love to see him go up and up and up. And I think at some point in time, he's going to scheme his way and to get into a higher status than just ludus. And I wonder if this show goes on beyond like a year, if it becomes less about gladiators and it becomes more about that. Because you can't just have it just about gladiators all the time. The thing about Spartacus was they got out of the ludus and it became a whole other show.
Yeah, Spartacus was loosely based on history. There's a historical slave rebellion. Like the details are lost because, nobody knows them. But that gives you creative license. This is like, all of this is just made the fuck up.
Yeah,
so
you get so wild with it, because we're still in the Republic era of Rome right now, but we're not too far away from, Octavian becoming emperor. Like Caesar, I mean, it's still years away, but you could smash that timeline if you
No
want.
more
You can do all that.
eggs.
You could do all that. With this episode, I'm going to give it a B minus. I thought it was a little worse than the first episode, only because I agree with you guys in that I just don't care about these gladiators right now. I just don't give a shit about any of them. Like, I like Achillia. I like her. I think she's got a cool arc going. I like how she kind of earned the respect of the Doctore by actually cutting him when none of the guys could actually ever do it. I like that whole thing. Sort of, I think her character is just really kind of like, you know, she's not a great fighter, but you can tell she's going to get better and better and better and better as it goes along. And I'm curious what her backstory is. They keep showing her like scarred up hands. Like, why are her hands scarred, but nothing else on her is scarred? But why are her hands scarred? So there's actually something there. Like, I don't care about the backstory of Kid Gladiator. I don't care about the backstory of Kid Gladiator's dad. I don't care about the backstory of credit card dick punch guy. I don't care about any of that stuff. So right now, it's just kind of like the gladiators are the least interesting part of the show right
Right.
now. But maybe that'll change. I can't imagine it's going to change when Julius Caesar shows up. I feel
Yeah,
like I'm going to be wanting to watch that. Like, okay, Caesar's here. What's going to happen now between him and Ashur and stuff? It's like, where do these gladiators go? I don't know.
yeah. We never got to. Yeah, we never. We know because of the trailers that like Julius Caesar is in this show. Obviously, Asher was long dead by the time Caesar came around in the Spartacus show. So that's like if he's portrayed as the same kind of character, uh, that's like then like that'll be interesting, because like we're basically led to believe that Asher was in the background of the whole run of War of the Dam, just kind of scheming, but all those events more or less played out as they did in the
Well,
show.
what I'm
So
curious about is we loved the actor who played Caesar back then. Like, what are we going to feel about this guy?
I
You
did
know,
laugh quite a bit when like Asher opened up the mail. Asher go, Julius fucking Caesar. Like,
yeah, it's got his little
yay,
seal, a little
Julius fucking
stamp on it.
Caesar.
We should just start sending stuff to each other, but have our own little stamps and wax that we put on there. So it's
My
like,
seal.
oh, sweet, Steve sent me a liver. Oh, it's fucking Ronan. God damn it, what is
It,
Ronan?
mine's just gonna be a bunch of my dog's fluff. It's just gonna fall out. God damn it.
But yeah, I'm curious because obviously when Andy Whitfield, passed away and Liam McIntyre took over, rest in peace, Andy Whitfield. There was an adjustment period there, right? And eventually became like Liam McIntyre was great, but
Yeah.
initially yeah, it didn't seem like it worked. I was always like, he's too GQ. When I saw this Caesar in a trailer, he looked way too GQ again. That same sort of thing. Maybe he can win me over, but he just looks so like not scruffy and rough like the other dude did, if that makes any
Well, he
sense.
was only scruffy and rough for a bit, and then they had him shave up.
Well, for like a lot of that season, but still, he had a look to him that didn't scream like I'm in a Guess jeans or magazine ad sort of thing to it. But overall, like super digging this. This is definitely better than the first two episodes of the original Spartacus season one. I'm into a lot of these characters. I mean, they basically packed everything that Spartacus fans enjoyed in the first two episodes, right? So you get your beautiful naked people running around, you get your orgies, you get graphic violence. I think I will say when they showed the original, because we forgot to mention on episode one, they showed kind of like a recap of what happened at the
They
very
cleaned
beginning.
that footage up. That footage looked very.
Well, I looked at it. I was like, that footage looks kind of bad. Even when Alyssa was awake, she's like, that's really bad green screen. Like, that was her first comment. Like, that was really bad green screen. Like, that's footage from like 10, 15, or 15 years ago at this point ish about. And I was like, it looked noticeably worse. But I feel like they've generally upped the CG in this and the violence and whatnot. So overall, man, I'm digging it. I can't wait to sort of see where this goes. I want more Ashur, less gladiators right now.
100%.
Yeah.
Anything else, fellas?
No, it's too
Yep.
late for.
We're ready to go to sleep, Matt. Thank you for keeping us up for like
Yes.
18 hours past our
So
planned recording time.
thank you, everybody. I'm going to try to edit this and get this up, and we're going to see if we hit the algorithm. If so, we'll throw these up every Friday night. If the algorithm gods do not shine their do not shine their light upon us, then we're just going to record this whenever we want and put it up. But we'll see you next Friday, maybe, probably, hopefully, with another episode of Jupiter's Crock. Until then, spread cheeks and
Prepare for deeper ramming.
yes. Goodbye, everybody.